I'll have some of what he's having. What's he having? He's having some frog fortitude. Yeah. Hello, YouTube. I'm Frogman Forever, and welcome to another episode of Frog Fortitude Atari Editions. We are playing Defender. This is Atari Edition number 9. And I know nothing about Defender. So this is session 1. All completely new to me. I'm playing Defender pretty much because the other game I'm playing this month is also kind of like a space shooter. I'm just assuming this is a space shooter because every Atari 2600, shooter game is basically a space shooter. So anyway, Defender. I'm also playing Beam Rider, so I just figured, hey, well, this one's a little bit more well known. So let's see how great this game is. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna do at least 3 to 5 attempts, and just try to set the highest possible personal best for myself. Here we go. Attempt number 1. So again, I know nothing about this game besides what I've already seen. Okay, this game actually looks pretty familiar. I know that there are lasers. You can change direction. That's pretty cool. I just assume everything that you see on the screen is basically, shootable. At least I'm scoring points, so that's a good thing. I've definitely never seen a game like this for the Atari. Not that I've seen a whole lot of Atari games, but like I've said many times before, I really like doing these Atari editions because they really give me a chance to kind of get exposed to a bunch of games that were, they were before my time. But there's a lot of great Atari 2600 games out there, and if you've never played any or haven't really played much at all besides like the obvious ones, you should really get out there. And I'm speaking to anyone watching this video. Like, get out there, try some Atari games. They're really fun. And you know what I think personally, because I've played Atari games just for the hell of just playing them before, and they kind of lose their luster after a little while. I guess I met my quota. I don't think I've died yet. I don't think I've ran into anything. Oh, there we go. That's a first death. right as I say it. But yeah, a lot of these Atari games, if you're just playing them for the sake of just playing them, they kind of lose their luster after a little while. But I've never grown bored of, playing Atari games, at least not on my channel, because I really got this whole, session 1, session 2 thing down. I really like it. I mean, it keeps things interesting, because, you try to set a personal best, and then next time around, you try to beat that score, and that's, the beauty of, Atari is, I mean, that's what most Atari games are about. They're about, high scores and stuff like that. So you have to kind of set, personal goals for yourself. To make the game more interesting, set your own personal scores and then try to beat your scores, and it's and then give yourself a limit from which to set those scores or those high scores. Try to make some rules for yourself. Can keep give yourself some boundaries and well, I'm not really finding the best words to express what I'm saying, but you get the idea. You got to keep it interesting. Okay, so I guess I'm at level 2. And I haven't got a game over yet, because my score is still going up. Is that an 8 or a 0? Oh, I think it's an 8. That's funny. Sorry, I was looking at the score. I should have been paying attention. But whatever, first attempt. I think I'm doing pretty good for a first attempt. I've never played this game. I know you can go back and forth, but it's like, do I really want to go back and forth? Maybe I do, because, okay, I kind of get what's going on in the top. I get that there's it's like a map. It shows where you are. It shows where the enemies are. But I scored just fine just going straight. I don't know why you have to go backwards. I guess maybe it's just more like a preference. Do you prefer to go backwards? Do you prefer to go forwards? Unless you gotta clear all the enemies within the screen. See, I don't know. It's like when I play Beam Rider. What the hell just happened? Well, it's like when I play Beam Rider for the first time. There's a bunch of rules about the scoring and about the objectives that you don't really pick up on. You don't really understand until you read about it after you started playing it a little bit. So There's a lot I'm not going to understand, and I'm not going to be able to pick up here this first time, but future sessions I should be able to. Okay, I'm still in. It's like hard to go forward sometimes with some of these enemies. Like this game is like really hard to understand, and it's definitely not visually appealing, at least, you know, compared to other Atari games I've played on this channel so far. It's really hard to describe because you know, I'm trying to move forward and I feel like I'm not really moving that much. I don't know if it's because the enemies are also moving with me. I don't know. Okay, so I think I kind of get it. They're you know, you could go forward or backwards. There are a certain amount of enemies you have to clear. And I think, is that game over? Yep, that's game over. Check that out. 25,600 points. I better jot that down. 20. That's a pretty long first life ever. I might only do two runs, but I gotta do at least 3, even if the video has to be a little bit longer. So let me just, sorry, I'm just jotting this down. 25,600. 25,600. Okay, so just like I was saying before, you know, you have to set your own personal best. That's my personal best, 25,600. Let's go for 26,000. See, even just, you know, going a little bit higher than your personal best, it makes it interesting. Keeps things interesting. I wish I knew what's something I could touch and what's something I shouldn't touch. And, you know, between session 1 and 2, whenever I do these Atari Frog Fortitude things, sorry, I know it's not like my official name for it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, like, you know, between sessions, I like to try to like read more about, you know, what things you can touch, what things you can't touch. Like, for instance, I'm like I said, I'm also playing Beam Rider. There's some actual like extra lives you could pick up, but I never like even put that together. So I actually missed out on some extra lives that I could have picked up. There's probably some stuff here that I might be able to touch, but you know, not wanting to risk dying, I just shoot at whatever the heck I could shoot at. So whatever gets me points. So I'm doing pretty good. I haven't died yet. I'm almost halfway to the 26,000 points. I understand that there are an X number of enemies on the screen, and if I look at the top rectangle, it'll you know, each of those dots will show the enemies that are still alive. I don't know where I am in relation to the rectangular map above me. I guess I would assume maybe I'm in the center, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, I think I would be centered because I'm kind of like looking at the enemies that I kill as I kill them, and it certainly looks like I'm positioned pretty centered. By the way, this is random, and you probably won't even hear it on your end or notice it on your end, but I'm just gonna point it out in case it actually does come out in the audio or the video or whatever. Well, not the video, the audio. There's a fly flying around me. It's kind of a large fly, so you know how they make the loud humming noises or whatever. If it gets close to my microphone, it could possibly come out in the audio. So if you hear some weird humming thing, and I don't catch it in editing, or I don't have a chance to edit it out due to the fact that I'm talking and I don't want to cut myself out, well, I apologize in advance. Did I just lose 2 lives off the just like that, like super fast? Oh darn, 3 lives just like that. Well, I still have a couple. I think I have like 2 more lives, and I'm almost at my goal. So I just need a couple more 1,000 points there. See, like right here, I'm trying to go past these guys, and they're like not really. I'm not really going past them. I guess because they're moving with me. Maybe they're like chasing me or following me or something. And that would make it definitely easier to lose them. I believe there's a guy behind me, somewhere up here. Yeah. So I'm kind of picking up on the map system as we go. See, like, there's a fly flying around me. I don't know if it'll come out. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. If not, I'm sure I'll leave some kind of text description. You know, a little caption for you in the video. Okay, there's a lot of guys flying right at me. And it's hard for me to tell if they're flying at me or if they're stationary. Just because of, like, the way the game looks. It's really hard to explain. This game's kind of trippy. It's kind of like, it's a little confusing as far as like movement goes. I can't tell if they're flying at me or if I'm flying at them sometimes. And it's really hard to describe too. You have to just play the game to kind of know what I'm talking about. But hey, look, I beat my personal score, so that's great. And I think I have like one more life. This video's coming up to about 10 minutes or 11 minutes right now, so I don't know if I want to do one more after this one. I'm at level 5. I think that's a high for me. Okay, now this, for whatever reason, seems just a little bit different, but generally it's about the same. I wonder if there's a way to, like, multiply points. I mean, I feel like a lot of Atari games have some kind of opportunity to do so. You just kind of have to, like, read about it and kind of know the game. The thing is, like, back in the day, you know, they didn't always have resources from which to read about, you know, scoring and multiplying and all that stuff. A lot of stuff had to be through, like, word of mouth, which is really cool. A lot of ways I wish video games were still like that, but it's, like, impossible now with the internet and all that. Like, how can you, like, not read up on something or like learn more about something just by searching for it? It's like everything's so like convenient, like everything's so accessible now. Sorry, I'm probably gonna die right here because I had scratching my nose, being reckless. I think I got an extra life. Oh, and another thing I'll point out in the background. I'm sorry, I know it's really unprofessional and I really should have moved her to the other room before I started recording, but I mean, a lot of times I have problems with my rabbit being loud. She's actually been really good right now. I actually have one of my dogs out right now, and she's usually pretty good, but when there's a fly in the room, she tends to try to eat the fly. So you might hear her jumping or making loud noises, or her collar kind of ringing as she walks around and jumps around. So if you get that in the audio, sorry about that. Oh, am I dead or alive? No, is that it? That's it. Okay, so great. So I got 39,850 points. Let me jot that down. That's a personal best. 39,850. All right. Well, I know I said I'd do at least 3 runs, but that's kind of a long game, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to try to get at least 40,000 points in the next session. I'll be practicing this game for the next 2 weeks, and yeah, you know, wish me luck. If I can get that good at this game, heck, I might not have the time to do more than two attempts for my second session. So, because I really don't like these videos to get that long. But anyway, 39,850. That's awesome. All right, next time I'll try to beat that. And yeah, that's Defender. As far as how I feel about the game, I guess I'll talk more about that in the second session, but as of now, it's interesting. It's not really, you know, visually all that appealing to me. Just look at the screen right now. It's kind of like glitchy, unless it doesn't come out in the final video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.